Of course, you know that's one of my favorite, Woman Commando by Arasta. I already mentioned that I played that song a little too much, but come on, Arasta is, someone you want to listen to every day while you want to sleep and while you're awake and you want to be jiggy any day, anytime. This is B-Side 98.1 FM, Benin City, the Heritage and the Philip station. And like I mentioned earlier, we have a guest in the studio already. He's seated, and I want to just quickly introduce you to him, or introduce him to you rather. So I have a couple of songs that he produced. He produced one of my all-time favorite R-Star song, Rush, which anytime you're listening to me on the morning show like this, you always heard the bed just beneath the sound when I'm talking. You can hear it, right? Exactly. Rush, he produced that, and he also produced Feeling by Ladipo. So I'm going to push play to these two songs here, and also he has a song as well. So I bet you're already thinking, right? So here you hear him soon. This is Ladipo Feeling featuring Buju.
8.1.
Indeed, Rush. You know what time it is, right? This is the cafe on B-Side 98.1 FM, Benin City. And of course, you heard the two song, Feeling by Ladipo, hit song. You know it's a hit song, right? And also Rush, one of my favorite, by Arasta. And this person has been behind the scenes for a long time producing. And you know one thing about producers, they are, like the midwives when it comes to music. So you have a beautiful song, your great script, lyrics, everything well put together, but you need someone who can push this out, that can put the picture that you actually want the world to see. That's exactly the job that he's been doing for the longest time, and right now he decided that, okay, I think it's time for me to just pull myself out there, like to just spread my tentacles, to do everything I actually want to do. Are you still guessing, Benin City? We have Andre Vibez live in the studio this morning. Good morning.
Well, good morning. How are you doing?
I am fine. You sound super chill.
I'm just chill. I'm a chill guy.
Okay, I know. Yeah, it's good to have you here at B-Side 98.1 FM, Benin City, and just from all of the things that we have to know about you, it's always been like this person has been on the low, has been contributing, has been supporting friends. I see a lot of things that you do with Maven's Record, and recently it was on a podcast that you were on talking about Don Jazzy. Just listening to you, I was like, okay, is this how it all started for you, really to just support, or for the love of music generally?
It's for the love of music. Music is the driving force, first of all, but the journey has been a very interesting one. From when I started, I started out as an artist, and then I started producing. The reason I actually went into producing was to be able to make my own songs, to just produce my own songs by myself, but somehow I just started making music for other people. So I mean, meeting people and learning from them, and also just putting back that knowledge that I have into them too, is just part of the journey for me.
Interesting. It is part of the journey. And can we get to know you now? The name is very popular, although you're always on the low, but it's a very popular name. So can we get to know you? And from all that I know personally, you have one of the biggest Afrobeat songs in the world. That's Calm Down featuring Selena Gomez. Yeah. And that song was one of the songs that internationally made Rema just break out. And recently this year, he made $1 million for just performing only that song at an Indian wedding. And of course, we know that you are the son of one of our favorite here, a legend and icon, Sir Victor Wifo. But personally, now, can we know you?
I'm Andre Vibez. I'm Alex Wifo.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just real name's Alexander Osamudiame Uwaifo. Just a general creative guy. I mean, you already know me as a producer. I'm an artist, a fine artist as well, sculptor.
Okay.
I pretty much can do anything I want to do. So I mean, I just like to achieve. I'm an achiever. That's how I describe myself.
All right, and talking about one achievement that has a lot of persons thinking, it's something that I also got to see, the scrap metal inspired bell sound. You just mentioned that you're a sculptor, right?
Yes.
And how was that? How did it come about? Like, what made you think about
Me
it?
sculpting or the sound?
Yeah, the sound. I know that you have to be in natural because your dad, legendary. I was in Uniben too, and he was in the Department of Fine and Applied Arts, and I think I got to see him a couple of times as well. So I know that it's almost something that you would want to do, almost, because that's your family line, right?
Yes.
But talking about the scrap metal inspired bell sound, were you working on the project when you got the idea, or was it something random?
It was random. It's usually always random. You just as a producer, even as artists, like creatives, you hear things that the regular person doesn't hear. I heard the sound, and it sounded the way it was supposed to sound in my head, and I just interpreted that into the beats. That's what it was. But I hear different things every time. When I'm outside, when I'm around people, when people are talking, when cars are passing by, just anything, I pick up like sounds and get inspired from there.
That's nice. So let's talk about your music now. You have a song that you just put out, the first in almost a decade. So can you tell us more about it?
So I've been working with my team, and we felt it was right to put out music at this time, considering everything that I've achieved in the industry. And it was time for me to also let people know that I can do this thing. I also do this. Like, this is what I've been doing before. All this success.
Yeah.
And also what my ideas and ideologies were also in line with what the record label Maven was thinking at the time. So it just made perfect sense, because Maven also had this idea to put the producers out there more.
Okay.
Yeah, because we noticed that producers that are usually signed to labels are usually in the background, which is natural. I don't have a problem with that.
Yes.
Yeah, but it felt like it was time that they put the producers out there more, by putting out like records and projects for them. So this song is like the first song of a project that's the producers under the Maven imprint this is the first song we're putting out.
Okay.
Yes, the lead single of the project.
Wow, beautiful. So I wish I could almost play it immediately while we're talking about it, but then we'll save it. We'll save the best. We'll save the best for you right here on B-side 98.1 FM, Benin City. And doing so much, not just doing so much, being able to do so much. You talked about art. You talk about music. You talk about just being an achiever. Does it ever make you feel like you need to do more? Like you always need to do more, because you have the capacity, you have the skills, you have the vision to do more, right?
Yes.
Does it ever make you feel under pressure that, okay, I need to do more? And let me just quickly co-join this question now. Judging by the legendary position your father held in Nigerian music scene, does it ever make you feel the need to want to do more, to maybe just try to step into those boots or something?
No, I don't feel that pressure.
Okay.
I've already made a name for myself the way I want to make it, and I would love to maintain that. When it comes to achieving more, trying to do like more stuff, I just go with the flow. So I mean, if God puts that idea and that thought in my head, I feel like I owe it to myself, I owe it to the world to actualize and realize that thoughts. That's it. I don't feel any pressure. Once the idea is there, I know that it's not there by mistake.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a possibility for it to happen, once
there's always a possibility. In fact, the possibilities are very high. It's only if you ignore it. Yeah.
So interesting. So it means that there's so much more that we should expect from you.
A whole
in the
lot.
near future. So it's going to be more music, right?
Yes.
Okay, so are you still going to produce, or you? I know definitely you want to produce your own songs, but are you still going to produce in future, or you want to just focus on mainstream music?
I'm never going to stop producing. I don't know. Maybe I might slow down a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, as time goes on, I guess I'm going to slow down, but I'm never going to stop producing. I'm just going to keep on making music, whenever I have the time, and strength.
Time and strength. It takes a whole lot listening and taking in all the notes. I totally understand
Yeah.
how tedious that can be, and being a star that you are, it's still going to be a whole lot. So down to my last question before we let you go today. So down to my last question, talking about people who are talented, in Benin City, coming from here, we've had, very prominent stars come from Benin City, which I do not need to mention names right now. The names are already in the air, right? And they're also aspiring artists who have been putting in the work. I don't know, is there any form of encouragement? Today being Monday, it's not a motivational show, but is there any form of encouragement that you can just give them this morning, so that they know that there's light indeed at the end of the tunnel?
You just gotta keep pushing. If you really want to, you need to really want it bad. You really need to want it so bad, and you just keep doing your thing. And also, like, for people who are like in the entertainment industry, like, what I always advise is for you to learn the business side of the music. Is very important. While you're creating is also important, because you can be creating amazing stuff and you don't understand the business part of the music. It just feels like you're just wasting your time. Do you understand? You're putting out music, but like it's not going anywhere. But when you understand the business part, and I'm not necessarily talking about you having money or spending money, just
All right.
understanding what it takes and how to position yourself is very key. Watch videos, watch the information. Everything is out there right now. You can check YouTube and just check for stuff, but you gotta keep pushing.
Okay, I don't mean to be nosy, but can you tell us about the business side of the music? I know that you are trying to not go too deep, but lastly,
I mean, it's just basically understanding, the publishing part of business.
Okay.
Understanding, the music masters, understanding, getting a lawyer too. Do you understand? An
Yeah.
entertainment lawyer that would also help you, read contracts, interpret them and all of that. Once you start to have this knowledge and know how to position yourself, who you should be talking to, who you should be working with. Sometimes people just want to work, and you're working with everybody. You don't have to work with everybody. You just need to know your own crowd.
Yeah,
Yes.
your niche.
So it's wide. It's very wide, but yeah, I think that's like the basic.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing this morning. So, any last thing you'd like to say before we go?
Love to the B-side radio.
Thank you. We need all of
Yeah.
it. We need all of it. So connect with him on social media across all platforms at Andre Vibes.
Yes.
Across all platforms. And there's so much to gain from him and his music. But I'll push play to the very first here. This is Andre Vibes and Dan Deezy. Like is the title of the song. My name is the Lady Weiler, and this is B-side 981 FM.
Vibes.